The cruel life of a dog and his master.
The boy hadn't eaten for 3 days. He stared eagerly at the bread in his hand, ready to put under the clothes secretly take away. But at that moment an older man reached out to stop him, and shook his head at him. The old man did not expose him. Instead, he helped him buy the bread. The supermarket owner saw this scene. He said that these days good people will suffer. The uncle didn't care. Instead, he waved his hand and asked the boy to come over, handed him the bread. But no one knows. This uncle can barely feed himself. Looking at the boy's gulping appearance, the uncle felt some pity for him. He took the boy to the beach to help him take a bath. But he found that the boy's back was full of bruises. Looking at the bruised boy, the uncle felt very bad. He decided to take him in temporarily. At night, they lay in the car together and counted the stars. The uncle also comforted him. "My side only this dog? If you are willing, follow me from now on. I will definitely send you home." The boy agreed. But the next day when he woke up, the boy was gone and the uncle's money was stolen. The supermarket owner felt sorry for them. The old man had another heart attack. The dog noticed it. He came to the master and rubbed him. But the uncle said, "Don't worry. He will be fine after taking the medicine. When the body is back to normal." The uncle took the dog and continued to go. The uncle's name is Frank. His wife had divorced him and he has a terminal illness. Now he is accompanied by only this dog called Happy. And so one man and one dog embarked on the journey to the end of their lives. At the next stop, Frank found a recycling store with no money. He hoped to exchange his years of collection for some money, but the owner thought his old stuff was worthless. So he politely refused him and had no choice. Frank had to borrow the boss's phone, called his friends one by one, but no one was willing to lend him money. And it so happened that Happy was sick at the same time. The kind-hearted boss took Frank to the veterinary station. After treatment, Happy got well, but he couldn't get the money for the medical expenses. Frank had to go to the recycling store again. This time, he even took out the watch his father gave him. The owner saw that he was really poor, finally recycled his things. This time he really had nothing but Happy. But even so, Frank chose to continue to complete the trip. He took the dog all the way to the north. After a port he planned to take Happy on a boat, but because of the lack of money was kicked off the boat by the crew. And Happy saw his master being bullied and biting the crew. Now Frank could only drive on the side roads. On the way, Happy poked his head out of the sunroof, enjoying the beautiful scenery of the countryside. But the car needed gas, and Frankie was running low on money. The next day the car stopped at a coffee shop. Frank had a heart attack again. Happy also noticed it and kept screaming. Frank still reassured him not to worry. He would be fine after taking the medicine. But Frank never thought that this time, the medicine was gone. He had to endure the pain so that Happy wouldn't feel bad. Then Frank took Happy to the cafe. He found a doghouse in front of the store, so after ordering, he asked the owner. The owner said that he had one before, but unfortunately it died not long ago. He wanted to get another one but didn't have the chance. During the conversation, Frank saw how much the owner loved the dog, so he secretly made a decision in his mind. After that, he and Happy sat on the beach for a long time, waiting for the sunset. There was a reflection of the sunset on the sea. By the time Frank went to the checkout, it was late at night. He prayed to the owner to adopt Happy. The owner was a bit surprised. Frank told him that Happy was very smart and humane, but he was already penniless. Happy would suffer if he stayed with him. He believed that the boss would take better care of him than he did. After the boss agreed, Frank wrote Happy's name on the doghouse.
자, 우리 리도. 자, 해피. 생기잖아. 바이바이.
After saying goodbye to Happy, Frank turned around and left without looking back. But in his heart he was very sad to leave. Looking at his master who got into the car alone, Happy started to bark and bark to say, He was so open that he tried hard to break free from the chain. But no matter how Frank tried to persuade him, he just wouldn't stop. As if to say, "Why have you forgotten me?" Frank couldn't bear to see him come down and comfort him.
너무 많이